everybody, I'm back. I know it's been a little... How about I just drop mixing spoons? Anyway, I'll get those in a minute. I'm back. Sorry it's been a little while since I filmed. Things have been kind of rough here, but in the long run, I'm going to be okay. Personal issues, if you know me. But I thought I'd show you something today that can be really quick, really simple, and can fill that hole when you need to just fill your heart with cookies. Anyway, we're going to do a microwave sugar cookie today. I know, sugar cookies, one of the best things ever. So what you're going to start out with is a little microwavable bowl, and you're going to put a stick and a half, which is, 3/4 cup of butter into that bowl. And you're going to microwave it for about 30 seconds because you don't want to completely liquefy it, but you do want to get it so that you can stir it up real good. While you're doing that, get yourself just a regular mixing bowl. You're not going to have to microwave this part, so it doesn't have to be microwavable. You get yourself a fork, or if you have a mixer, like a stand mixer or just a hand mixer, you can use that, but I'll show you that you can do it with just a fork. You're going to need 2 eggs, sugar, flour, and vanilla. That is all you are going to need. Oh, and well, a plate with a piece of wax paper on, because that's how you're going to microwave the cookies. So, see how our butter looks. It'll be a little melty, but you'll see that overall it's mushy. Okay, so you're going to just pop your butter into your mixing bowl. Stir it up. I know it's just butter in there, but stir it up just a little bit for creaming it, which is getting it so that it doesn't look like a stick of butter anymore. It'll be a little lumpy, but it won't be bad. Like I said, if you have a mixer or something, it won't take you long. Okay, anyway, after you have your butter stirred up, you're going to get 1 cup of sugar. That would be the flour. I'm on par today. Okay, 1 cup of sugar. And you're going to add a little bit in at a time and stir it up. If you throw it all in at one time, it'll be a little harder to stir into the butter. Now you don't have to do it just a wee little bit at a time, but doing it in stages helps you get it incorporated into your butter better. Butter better. Say that a couple times fast. I usually split it into about 4 parts when I'm going to be stirring it up. You can see that your butter and your sugar is getting nicely combined and all fluffy. Like I said, you could probably do it faster if you had a hand mixer, but hey, for those of you who don't have one, this is how to gonna give you an arm workout and show you how to do it. Okay, once you have that nice and incorporated, you're going to get 2 eggs and crack them right into your mix. Give it a couple taps on the counter and plop that out. Right into the middle of your mix. Then you're going to take your imitation vanilla or real vanilla, that's completely up to you. And you're going to get how much? A teaspoon. A whole teaspoon, because sugar cookies are nice and vanilla-y. Okay, and you're just going to stir that together till you get it all mixed up and you can't tell that there is ever anything but a dough. My computer wants to decide, go to sleep. There'll be a little bit of a runny mixture right now, but that's because we haven't put our flour in yet. Okay. You can see that really doesn't take long to get mixed up. Once you get that in there, you're going to put 2 2/3 cup. We're going to set our sugar aside for right now. 2 2/3 cup of flour. There we go. 1 2/3 cup. Let me see how I did. Yeah, I did pretty good. That's 2 2/3 cup. And what else is next? Yeah, sorry I checked my recipe. At least I don't have these things memorized. Okay. Oh, you're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which I forgot to get out of the cup. Where is my baking powder? There we go. I have so many baking ingredients in there, it's kind of crazy. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which reminds me, I need to buy more baking powder. I show you guys so many recipes. Okay, well, that's just 2 teaspoons. And now I need to buy more baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, one of these has to have salt in. Looks like I'm using up everything lately. Okay, teaspoon of salt. And you are just going to stir that until you make a good dough. Like I said, if you're just using a fork like me, okay, you might throw things out a little bit, but it might take a little bit, but we will get this turned into a nice dough. If you have a mixer, be careful because flour's going to fly up. But as you can see, the more we're stirring this up, the more it's turning into a dough. And if you're really bold and adventurous, once it starts to get really like a dough here, you can get your hands in there. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing here soon. Okay, it's not completely stirred up, but I'm going to get my hands in there and start to mix it into a dough. And it'll look just like you have a big ball of dough in here. Now, either put a little bit of flour on your counter or have a nice mat here and dump. And get out of the bowl whatever's stuck to the bottom. It's going to be a little powdery if you haven't mixed it up completely yet, but that was another point of getting it out here. And you're kind of just going to shape it into a log. Now, if you want to cut this easier, you could put this in the refrigerator for an hour, but I've done this without refrigerating it, and it's not a problem. It's just pretty much an ease of cutting it. If you wanted to roll this out till it was about, 1/4 of an inch high and use some cookie cutters and do some shapes, you could, but I just cut them into little rounds and make a cookie out of it. Okay. I mean, you don't need to over smush it together and mix it up, but you want it to stick together. Anyway, when you think you have it combined good enough, you're going to start to cut it. When you do it by hand with the fork, sometimes, like I said, it takes you a little longer to get it all mixed together. But it'll be worth it because it's sugar cookies. There we have a nice ball of sugar cookie dough. And see how easy that was? Didn't take you no time at all. Now, like I said, this is the part where if you want to, you can put it in the fridge to chill for an hour. And then maybe roll it out and cut it into shapes, but I'm lazy. And we want this to be easy. So, this is where you just set your bowls aside. Set all your little tools aside that you've used, except for your fork, you might want that. And get yourself a plate with a piece of, has to be a piece of wax paper, because you're going to need that to put your cookies on. Keep your bag of sugar, because you might want to sprinkle a little sugar on top of them before you bake them. Bake them in the microwave. Just cut yourself a little cookie. Now you could probably pat it out a little bit, make it a little bit round. You want them to be not so thick so that you know they can bake. And just put that on your wax paper. Like I said, it might be easier to cut if you refrigerated it for a while, But now you don't want to put too many on a plate at a time because they'll, you know, they need to have room to cook and everything. But you can see it does cut without putting it in the fridge. It's just a little, maybe a little softer to work with. And if it's a neater roll, they might cut into more round shapes, but for all intents and purposes, we might have some oval cookies. Tap that together. Okay. Like I said, now out here you can see why if you chilled it, it might be a little easier to work with, but some of them just might need a little bit of put together. I usually only like to put about, as you can see, about 6 cookies on a plate, and that's even pushing it depending on the size of your cookies. If yours are bigger than that, you might not fit too many on, because you don't want too many on a plate when you pop them in the microwave. Oh, I forgot what I like to do. I like to, since they're sugar cookies, take a little pinch of sugar and just sprinkle it over the top of the cookies. Not too much, you know. But since they're sugar cookies. Okay, and what are we doing here? We're going to cook it for 2 minutes. And then we're going to check on them and see, because you want your sugar cookies soft, because the longer they sit, they are going to firm up. Now, I'm going to cook the rest of this later, but I am going to show you the first couple that I've done here. And your hands will get ooey and gooey, but you know, you're cooking cookies. Oh, and if you hadn't noticed, I have another awesome T-Villain shirt on today. I swear, I have so many of their shirts, it's not even funny because they have some of the coolest stuff. I mean, come on. Evil League of Evil Villains? That's awesome. Okay. And like we said, come to the dark side. We have cookies. You're going to see your cookies are rising a little bit, but that's how we like them. Like I said, that's how you would get, sometimes how you get sugar cookie from the store. It comes in a roll and you just slice, slice, slice. Okay, we got 30 seconds left, and then we're going to test them. You know, basically poke them. You won't be able to eat them, like, within the first minute or two. Again, burning the taste buds. Okay, 10 seconds, and then we'll see how our cookies are. Oven smells good here, having roast beef for supper. Yeah. Okay, 2 minutes, and we're going to check on our cookies. The plate might be hot. Okay, I'm going to do mine another minute because I can tell they're it is hot. If you lift that, the bottom still sticks a little bit. But I'm going to do them no more than another minute because the trick to getting soft cookies is that even though they seem like they might not quite be done, after they've sat for a half hour to an hour, they're going to be perfectly chewy. And I like mine soft and gooey. My cookies soft and gooey. And if you're going to do the whole roll at one time, you might want 2 or 3 plates with wax paper on so that you can set one aside to cool a little bit and like maybe just lift the wax paper off onto the counter. I'll put paper towel on the counter first and then set the wax paper on. But then get another piece of wax paper on the plate so you can keep going. You don't have to wait so long between batches. Because you're going to be doing the batches, like I said, between 2 and 3 minutes apiece. I would do it no more than 3 minutes because then you'd probably be over baking them. Okay. And there we have, oh, they smell so good, a perfectly baked plate of sugar cookies. And yeah, you can see that they might still stick the plate a little bit, but some of them are you're gonna start to see the crispy edges, and that's what you want to see. Like I said, I am not trying one right now because I do not want to burn my taste buds, but it's really hot, and okay, sure, it's a goofy shape, but hey, point being, they're sugar cookies that you did in the microwave. See? Okay, that is good. And you can see it crumbled off of there. Oh, like a perfect cookie. Get yourself a glass of milk, and there you have a complete plate of yummy indulgent cookies. Okay, I know I said to wait for a couple minutes, but if you can stand it, lift it up with a fork and start eating one of these. Because I don't think there's anything better. Yeah, they are perfectly done. So, 2 minutes, check them. You think they need done some more, do just another minute, but do them no more than 3 minutes. I'm going to start cooking the rest of this. You guys go try these sugar cookies, and I'll see you in a week or two, depending on whatever I can find a recipe to do. Thanks for staying with me, you guys. I really appreciate every one of my subscribers and every one of my viewers. You don't know the confidence you guys give me. Thank you.